Today you're going to begin a review project to review our entire Unit 7 on taxonomic groups and ecosystems. We're going to have our unit test on Wednesday. And tomorrow in class, on Tuesday in class, we are going to play a review game. But today for science, so for about an hour of your time today, as well as your independent work time on Tuesday, you're going to work on this plant adoption project. So we're going to make a super cute book to document your adoption of your little air plant that you should have either picked up from me at the Gene Burton Center or you got from your home campus. You're going to want to spend some time learning a little bit more about that little air plant and how to take care of it, where it came from. And I've linked to pretty good sources right here that you can use that will give you some background information and care tips on your plant. You will need those to build this project. So this project is going to cover all of our objectives from this unit. We're going to review that all organisms are composed of one or more cells. We're going to review that the presence of a nucleus is a key factor used to determine whether a cell is prokaryotic or eukaryotic. We're going to recognize that the broadest taxonomic classification of living organisms is divided into currently recognized domains. And we're going to look at the characteristics that are used to classify organisms into the kingdoms. For example, is it prokaryotic or eukaryotic, unicellular or multicellular, autotrophic or heterotrophic, and the mode of reproduction. And use that information to classify organisms into kingdoms. We're also going to take a look at the abiotic and biotic parts of the ecosystems that your little air plants originally came from and the ecosystem they are currently located in, your home. And finally, the level of organization within that ecosystem. So we're going to look at the abiotic and biotic needs of your little plant, and then we're also going to look at how they fit within that ecosystem and the levels of organization. So the organism level, the population, community, and ecosystem level. So let me go ahead and open our book. So you're doing a plant adoption story. It's pretty self-explanatory on each of the slides. There's directions on each slide of what you need to do. You can see anywhere where you see the Etch-a-Sketch, that is somewhere where I expect you to take a photograph of your plant and put one in. Each of these pictures should be different for your little plant, okay? So the first page, you need to put in a picture, two different pictures of your plant. On the second page, you're going to add your plant's first photo. So the very first photo you take of your plant, maybe you took it on the day that you received it, or maybe today will be the first day you take a picture. And then you're going to put in the plant's name. So not your name, but the plant's name, the date that your plant was adopted on. So when did you get it? For now, don't worry about the mass, but you should be able to use your measuring tape that's included in your supply bag to get the height. My adoptive parents, that would be your name, and then other members of the family. So that would be maybe other plants in your house, pets, your parents or siblings. All of the other members of the family can go right here in the last box. So what you're building is very much like a baby book, like the baby books that I made for my own children. On the next slide, you're going to talk about the very first time that you saw your little plant. So make sure to add a cute picture of your plant. And answer the question. We knew you must be biotic because list all the criteria that your plant has of being a biotic organism. And then, what are you? So tell me, how did you know that your plant was not a bacteria? How did you know your plant was not a fungus? How did you know your plant was not an animal? And how did you actually know that it was a plant? What characteristics does your plant have to help you know that it is a plant? So you might have to go to the get some information to actually know what your plant is doing and what its needs are in order to decide why it is actually a plant. Next up, you're going to do some research on where the ancestors of your plant came from and where they grow. So what pictures of what they are actually like or describe what it's like. So on the resources page, so let's see, I think it's this one I like the best. This one has some different types of air plants. Most of y'all's are probably going to be the Lawnantha. Okay, I know yours are little babies right now, so they don't exactly look like this. But take a look. Some of the other ones might look a little bit more, because I did have like 5 different species of air plants. I actually have one of these growing in my classroom right now. I think there's a few that look like this one. There's definitely a few that look like this and some that look like this. Most of them are going to be that Lonantha. So find the picture that most looks like yours. And if you can't decide, go ahead and go with Lonantha. When you go to the page, it's going to give you all the background information of where that plant originally came from. You're going to need all of this information on this project. So you're going to need to read about what it is, where they normally grow, okay, where they came from. So you're going to be getting the heritage of your plant. What's the ecosystem like, where they come from? Okay, you're going to have to go to this website and read all about it to be able to fill in, okay, the heritage of your plant. Where did the ancestors of the plant likely come from? And what kind of place do they grow in? What is their natural ecosystem? Then you're going to build the natural ecosystem pyramid. So organism, that is your plant. Okay, put your plants in there. And when I say this is you, this is not you. You're writing the book about your plants, okay? And so all these places where it's talking about you or what your name is, this is all about your plant. It's not about you. It's about your plant. Then what would the population look like in the natural environment? What would the community look like? What are some other living organisms, the populations of organisms you would expect to find in your plant's natural ecosystem? And then what are some important factors, abiotic and biotic factors, that would be in your plant's natural ecosystem? Now, let's not forget your plant's been adopted into a new home. Your home is like an ecosystem for that little plant. So again, your plant's going to go in the top box because it is the organism. Population, there may be a population of one, but you may have more air plants at your house, okay? Community, what are all the living things at your home, the different populations of living things, and the ecosystem. So what are all the abiotic and biotic factors where you live for your little plant? Next up, let's take a look inside the cell of your plants. You're going to fill in the boxes, okay? Here is a picture of a plant cell. Two key things that are very important. They all have a nucleus, and plant cells all have this cell wall structure. That's what sets them apart from animal cells. So fill in the blanks here. And then a favorites page. No baby book is complete without a favorites page. What is their favorite drink? What is your plant's favorite activity? Where is its favorite place to hang out? And what could your plant never live without? And then you're going to finish it with 3 cute pics of your plant. Go ahead and throw yourself in there too. That would be totally adorable. Okay, so you can get quite a bit of this done today, I think. And then tomorrow we will finish this up in class. If you have any questions, I'll be on Zoom most of the day. I will see you later. Bye-bye.